we want to welcome Scott Rasmussen, founder and head of Rasmussen Reports, to newseniors.com. And he's going to talk to us today about research and what it means to us and what we will find out about how most of us are reacting out there in the world and what research information we have that's going to help us as we continue to be involved in our communities and in our families and in our neighborhoods. So, Scott, welcome to newseniors.com.
It's great to be with you today.
What I'd like to do is get our readers and audience familiar with what's going on in the polling world. Many of them have seen you on Fox News and on other newscasts, and from what I understand, you've hit the numbers pretty well in the last few elections. So tell us what's going on in polling and what is unique about Rasmussen Reports.
Well, the polling world is going through all kinds of changes. First of all, there's more polling today than ever before, and generally that's a good thing. It used to be that political insiders and the elite media were the only folks that had access to good polling data. Now it's available for everybody to find out what their friends and neighbors are thinking and learn more about nuances and different aspects of the issues. The other big challenge in the polling world is not directly caused by new seniors, but mostly by their grandchildren, younger adults, more and more getting away from having a landline, using cell phone only, and that makes them very difficult to reach via normal polling techniques. And it's not just a question of reaching them. People use cell phones differently today than we used landlines, say, a generation ago. So the polling industry is going to have to figure out how to deal with that. It's still got a good sample, and it's going to be a period of experimentation. Our firm occupies a unique niche. We were the very first to begin daily tracking of the president's job approval ratings. We are the only firm that covers every Senate and governor's race across the country. We tend to operate as a media company. We serve our subscribers, both those who visit our website and those who sign up as platinum members. And what we intend to do is to let people know the information about what their friends and neighbors are thinking about what's going on in the world today, and then let people take it from there.
Well, you do a much broader research field than just politics, of course.
Absolutely. We measure consumer and investor confidence every single night. We talk about different trends that are going on in the world and measure the attitudes of homeowners towards their investments and other things. We also get into lifestyle issues, whether it's what people in New Jersey think of the show Jersey Shore or something else. We tend to think it's not about the polls. People don't come to our website because they love polls and want to see a well-crafted poll. They come because they care about the topics we poll about. And what we want to do, again, is if people are talking about it, if it's in the news, if it's World Series time, we're going to find out who people think is going to win the World Series because that's part of sharing with what our neighbors are seeing.
Okay, well, that, I think, gives our audience a broad feel for what you do. We'll cover a little bit more at the end because I know you have a new book, which is called Mad as Hell out there, which you, I guess, co-authored with Doug Schoen.
That's right. Doug Schoen, who was a pollster for Bill Clinton back in the 90s, works with Michael Bloomberg and others now, and we've been working together on this for about a year and a half.
Well, we'll cover that a little bit at the end of this brief interview. But I'd like to talk a little bit because our audience is the new seniors, and that means 65 plus, and of course they represent a very big, and this is in the political area, a bigger percentages of the vote cast than their population numbers might suggest. How important will this age demographic be in the November 2010 election?
Seniors are enormously important, especially in midterm elections. Seniors vote more than their numbers in every election cycle, but in midterms the numbers go up dramatically. And one of the easiest ways to describe the significance is that in election 2008, Barack Obama handily won the vote among people 40 and under. The two candidates were fairly even among those aged 40 to 64, But those 65 and older, a majority of them voted for John McCain. And so in this election cycle, as the seniors make up a larger share of the electorate, it means more than likely that most voters going to the polls in November were John McCain voters. And whether or not they've switched their positions from that time, they are certainly not coming into this having had the same high level of expectation for Barack Obama that younger voters did.
I see. I understand that those, and I'm not talking about the greatest generation, but those younger than that are still 65 plus, account for about 12.5% of the total voting population, but could be as high as 30% this year?
Yeah, I don't know that it will reach 30%, but it will certainly be, pushing that level. And you're right. This is people who are 65 and older, people who are 50 and older tend to vote more than younger adults, and that does have a huge impact on midterm elections. And it also has an impact on the issues. In election 2006, the primary issue was the war in Iraq. And that's something that energizes younger adults because it is they and their friends who are going to fight in the war. But when we start talking about an election where the primary issues revolve around the economy and health care, that has an intensity factor for seniors that drives them out to the polls even more.
Have you done anything lately that shows what the new seniors' feelings might be about the health care issue?
Consistently from the beginning of the health care debate, and we track it every single week, the numbers don't shift all that much, seniors are more opposed to the health care law than younger adults. Partly it's because of fear of change, partly it's because the laws included some proposed savings in Medicare, but mostly it's because senior citizens interact with the health care system more than anybody else. Right. When you're under 30, you think you're going to live forever and you never see a doctor. Well, that doesn't happen when you're 65 and up.